Clark here, Therapy Art for You. Hope you're having a great day. This video has a lot of parts to it. I don't know how many they'll end up being. I think like 8 parts to this. And it's so ironic that it ends up being a 4x4 picture, but that's okay. I can still show you some of the techniques I use when I'm creating pastel pictures. Here's the reference photo. My daughter took this picture. It is of Pipin, her cat Pipin, who unfortunately did pass away a couple years ago, but such a fluffy cat. He was super cool. But anyway, that's the reference photo that I used to create this end product that I ended up with. But what I used was pan pastels, which I do encourage you to totally try. Talk about quick. Boy, you can lay down blocks of color super, super fast with these. I love them. These are them, the pan pastels that I used. The applicators that I use with them, like that. Always have a nice soft brush that you can easily remove powder, graphite, whatever you got going on that you don't want on your paper. It won't drag. It won't drag your product across your paper. It's nice and soft. As usual, blending stumps. Use them with just about every single project I do. I did use charcoal pencils, which I wished I would have only used instead of using graphite pencils. I ended up with a burnished area, and that's okay. No big deal. In certain light, you see a shine, and I know better, but that's okay. No big deal. I strongly suggest if you're doing close-ups of eyes with the pupil that's usually black, use charcoal. Use a black charcoal pencil. They don't shine. They don't leave that burnished, shiny look. As usual with the pastels, I definitely recommend this paper from Canson. Very good paper. It holds pastels really, really well. And then, of course, the pastel pencils themselves, which are these. This is the brand I use. There are other brands. They're just as good, or if not better. But these, to me, are very affordable. And this is a 24-pack. Super easy to use. I do recommend that you do not use electric sharpeners with those because it'll eat up your pencil. And you just don't want that. So use like a manual, and I'll leave that in the description as well. As always, I recommend some fixative like this. This is Spectrafix. I use that. Not sponsored by them by all means. I just really like the product. It's very controversial. Some people will say it just doesn't work at all. Others say they love it. I happen to be on that side. I love it. I think it's a great product. I do use it in a fine mist spray bottle like this. I just mark it, make sure I know what's in the product or what's in the bottle. You're less likely to get the droplets. That can totally ruin your picture if you get a droplet of the Spectrafix on your pastels. So I do recommend putting it into a fine mist bottle. At any rate, that's really about all. It's a lot, actually, of materials that I use to create this picture. But I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's helpful. If there's a media that you would like to see me try out, or even if there's a subject matter. My niece right now suggested an elephant. She likes elephants. So I am going to track down a copyright-free photo reference of an elephant, maybe 2 elephants. Not sure which way I'm going to go with that yet. And then I'm going to tackle that for her because she asked. So why not? I will totally help her out there. I love to do stuff like that for people. But if there is another subject matter that you're interested in, shoot me a comment. If I can do it, I will do it for you. If there's a media that you really are interested in, or you're not quite sure how to use, or you just need a little guidance, a little help, support, whatever, let me know. I will try to help you out. I really will. Hit that subscribe button, share my videos. It's all about helping people and sharing art. I think it's just a great thing to do. So hope you enjoy. Yeah, here we go. Thanks for watching. Okay, so this is a rough sketch of the cat. I'm doing some pan pastel because they're great for laying down just chunks of color block at one time. And I do end up using that again later on. Looking back now, I kind of wish I would have used more pan pastel on this cat for back layers. But at any rate, that's okay. All I'm doing here is reminding myself where the cat ears are, where the cat profile is, so that I can, refer to that reference photo and try to get it more, exact. I do like photorealism. I sometimes miss the mark, but that's okay. We all learn. Using the graphite pencil is great, as long as you don't push too hard, like I'm about to do with the pupil of the eye. Yep, there it goes. Not good. I burnished the pupil. I know better, but for whatever reason, I don't know why, I just wasn't really thinking, but that's okay. I don't believe there's are true mistakes in art. I think there's just learning. I do try to pick up the graphite lead, but this has the tendency to ruin the tooth. And what do? I just decide, why not just keep with the pencil? So there I am, burnishing more. Oh, well, it happens. I do try to fix it later, but I can tell you, I have already ruined the tooth of this paper by pushing too hard. You do as I say, not as I do type of thing, because you don't want to push hard on any paper, because you are going to ruin the tooth. You're going to compromise the tooth of that paper. And although pastel paper is great for layers, you can ruin it really quick by pushing too hard. So I'm using a lighter touch as I go around and just pick up where the darker spots are on the cat. That works out just fine for that, because I'm not pushing too hard. So there's no shine, there's no burnishing going on. But for whatever reason, I looked at that pupil and I decided, boy, that's got to be dark. So I'm going to push hard. Nah, don't do that. So anyway, I do end up using some pastels and charcoals. There it is. There's the pastel gray. And as you can see, no shine. As long as you don't push too hard, you're not going to burnish or ruin the tooth. And you really need that tooth, because the eye, in my opinion, just has so many colors, so many different colors. An eye is never just one color. So basically what I'm doing is just laying down a back layer, if you will, just a back layer of this soft gray. And then I'm going to keep layering different colors on top of that. And the only way you can do that is if you don't push too hard and you don't ruin the tooth of that paper. So definitely want to keep that in mind when you know there's going to be lots of layers, which this eye will definitely have. It's not just one color. So what I'm doing is just kind of highlighting where the darker values are from the reference photo, where the lighter values are, and just try to work with that. I usually will block out whatever reflection is going to be on the pupil. I will try to block that out first. You can see that little gap there that I did not put gray on. Yeah, there you go. That's going to be the reflection. I've decided that's where it goes. So I will lay down some white charcoal for that. It's just my opinion that you want to do that kind of first, so you know not to color over it with different colors, because you'll never get that true white again. So you do want that to be just white. Oh, here I am in vain trying to put charcoal over that, but the tooth has been compromised. I'm not going to get charcoal or pastel to lay down on that, because the tooth is basically gone. It's a great example of pushing too hard, expecting something too quick, which sometimes I do. I try to be patient with my art. I'm just not a patient person as a whole. But I've got to learn too, just patience. I just should have been more patient with that pupil. But no big deal. We will move on. Trying to get this eye to look round requires shades of dark, and then you kind of do a gradual gradient to a lighter color, working yourself into the center of the eye. And this will help create that round effect that you're looking for. I mean, think about it. We're working off a flat piece of paper. So in order to achieve that, we've got to be patient and do lots of layers, blend, use different colors of the pastel. and just keep working it. Just try not to overwork it. It's a fine line, for lack of a better term, between I need lots of layers and oops, I've just overworked this whole part. So, and I still do that. I think we all do. That's an honest opinion. Hey, there are artists out there that are just fabulous, and you see their end product and your mind is blown, it's like, wow, how did they do that? That's what these videos are about. It's like bringing it back to basics. This is how we can learn to start achieving those looks that we want so bad. At least I do. I think it's practice, practice, practice. And this eye is definitely a practice moment for me. It's like I'm relearning. There's nothing bad about relearning basic steps. So yeah, that's all I'm doing. What works, what doesn't work. You're going to see me use all sorts of different tools during this video, the series of the cat eye. I'll bounce around from place to place. Oh, look at me trying to blend that ruined tooth area. It's in vain. I don't know. You don't want to give up, I guess. But anyway, it's okay. In certain light, you see the shine. In certain light, you don't. And that's okay. No big deal. But yeah, just keep at it. Keep honing in on your craft. Don't give up. If there's a certain thing you'd like to help with, support, guidance, or whatever, shoot me a comment. I'll be happy to help you. Hit that subscribe button for me. I really do appreciate it. It encourages me to keep going with little tutorials. So have a great rest of the day. Part 2 will be available on my channel. Thank you. Bye.